Hi team, Uwe Jacobs, property strategist from Property Friends. Well, it's my last day in Hobart, and boy, has it been an interesting time. Hobart is going just great, fantastic. It is interesting to see what happens when you're in the market, and in the market means being at location. There's nothing that replaces being at the location, touching, feeling, smelling it, as I call it. I had a meeting with the largest developer in Tasmania, and it's quite funny. They bought a development in Cairns, which was, of course, one of our stomping grounds. So we were able to cross fertilize some knowledge, and that's been a lot of fun. It's amazing what happens when you have been in the market for 15 years, like we have, and when you are able to talk with authority from um, experience and rattle off the builders, rattle off the sales agents, and rattle off the better and worst areas to invest in. Really, really interesting. So that was a great discussion. We discussed what their forward plans are, and they've got three substantial developments coming up, and it's amazing. And that shows how hot the market is here in Hobart, Tasmania. The first stage of their development was launched on Saturday, last Saturday. Expressions of interest were called for with a minimum price suggested. And blow me down, stage one sold out in 3 days. Crazy stuff. 3 days. And the offers came in mainly cash offers from local buyers, came in at an average of 10,000 plus some over. So it really proves the point that the Hobart market is running well. Rental vacancy is tight as a drum. So it's going great, and it's going to be a great market for at least 2 years, in my humble opinion. No financial advice given, so do your own research. But having said that, being on the ground, feeling the market, touching the market, smelling the market, talking to the locals, when the locals buy land at 10,000 plus above reserve, that means something. So that developer is going to bring on stage one and two, which is sold, and we'll bring on stage three and four very, very quickly. So there is great opportunities here. Now, it was so funny to hear them concluding a deal in Cairns, because that's another area that I think will be going very, very well. And it's no surprise to me that they, from Tasmania, decided to buy an global parcel in Cairns. Now, why is that? Well, the reason is very simple. Cairns, similar to Hobart, has got a very low rental vacancy. Cairns, similar to Hobart, has got a very constricted pipeline of buildings. The builders are chock-a-block. You can't have a house started for love or money till 8, 10, 12 months, unless you're with Property Friends. We've got deals locked in, of course. And land is very, very hard to get, both in Cairns as well as in Hobart. So it's no surprise to me that they decided to go to Cairns and buy land there. It is really interesting market to be in, and I think we will be doing very well with the land parcels that we've locked in, both in Cairns as well as in Hobart. Very interesting. In Cairns, we've got one and one only duplex block that I'm talking to about with a few guys. That's the difference. Similarly to Townsville, we are discussing a deal with a person, and they asked me the question, why do I pay $25,000 more than a price that I could find on the internet? Well, the first answer is the price that you found on the internet was from 3 years ago. The second answer is the price that you found on the internet was for the builder's package, which by default is the bread and butter box, not customized for the land, not optimized for the design, not optimized for rental or a later sale. We took that plans, we took that development and upped the floor size by 21 square meters. Sure, that's going to cost money, and it's going to be the difference between being able to rent the property at premium price on a golf course. And hey, if I ask you, where can I get a golf course development piece of land opposite of a park for under $500,000? Unheard of, unheard of. And that development has no body corporate. So, if I can pick up a piece of land that has got, in my view, just my humble personal opinion, $20,000 to $30,000 in it, with a magnificent 5.5, 5.6% rental yield, that is a great thing. So, and that proves the point. You got to be in the market to be in the market. And that also proves the point that we structure the deals to the person. We are doing many different things, including NDIS. And by the way, on the 27th, on the 17th, coming Monday, 17th, we have the launch of our first NDIS, National Disability Insurance Scheme, SDA, Specialist Disability Accommodation House in Townsville. Now, the difference is that we are producing those houses, developing these houses, designing those houses for the end user. In my view, with all the marketeers that are in the fray and are doing the wrong thing, they are offloading properties and churning and burning the investors. What we are doing is we are developing these properties, designing those properties for the end user. So the difference is going to be with the people with disability being able to choose. You ask yourself, would you live in the crummiest hole that the marketing company can get away with? Or would you rather live on a golf course with golf course frontage? Well, why the heck would I do that? Risk mitigation. That's what I'm doing. So it's good fun. As always, we are structuring the deal to the person, and we don't take the stock list and say, hey, this is you, after 2 minutes worth of discussions. The difference is in Property Friends, we really want to get to know you, want to get to know where you are at, where you want to go, and then only is the third step that we devise the strategy for you to get wherever you want to go. And to be able to do that, you need to have a variety of deals, because quite frankly, people's aims, goals, desires are different. So we need a variety of deals to be able to serve that. And that's what we do, and that's what we're good at. Last thing, on the 27th of May at 7 p.m., we're doing a webinar specifically on NDIS, SDA, Specialist Disability Accommodation. I felt that was very worthwhile and very much necessary, because there is so much misinformation in the market. It's just crazy. By the way, if you've got any questions, any comments, just ask. I can see the comments. It's amazing to me how the starting point makes all the difference. The marketeers are starting from the point of view of, I'm going to burn and churn and sell the sucker for my own profit. Who cares what's happening after I've made the sale? We're starting from the point of view, one, we want to provide a great accommodation for the participant, for the user, for the tenant, whatever you want to call him or her. But moreover, we want to create a risk-averse strategy for the investor. And if that gives me 8% net yield, did you hear me? Net yield. That would have to be a great deal. So, the right deal for the right person, that's what it's all about. On that note, you got to be in it to win it. Have fun. Over and out.